Morning, guys. Cheers. Psychedelic Sunday. Got my underglow lights hooked up. These are for the van truck when I decide to rock out in the morning. I gotta wire those in, and I'm gonna be putting some speakers and stuff in it for a sound system, but that's in the future. Right now we're working on the 54 rack, getting the paint on it. So it's Sunday morning. I'm out here in the garage early as usual, having a little fun. Some Zeppelin. Checking out my underglow lights. Underglow, that's what, I don't know. I keep listening to Chewy. That's what he told me they were called. So let's turn some lights on in here, and I'll show you some progress from yesterday. I like them. Speaking of lights, I'll show you guys my LEDs. Pretty bright, huh? These are some LEDs that I use when I'm painting. And you can see it really lights it up nice. So since I've cleaned this garage out, for those of you who don't know, several months ago I went through what I called Operation Dehorde. And I cleaned all the shelving and everything out of this garage. And I widened it up by cleaning all this stuff out. I put that shed in the back. So yesterday I sanded, put a coat of primer on my pedestals here. I haven't figured out exactly what I'm going to do with these holes. This hole is this way your wire comes out to the light. I might not need that anymore if I move the light up here. I'll just bring the wire up and right into the back of the light. But I'm looking online still. Haven't cut this. All I'm doing is working on the pedestal at the moment. You know, the tailgate closes in right in this area. So, a lot of this stuff isn't needed, like these nuts are not needed. This is not needed, maybe. But until I figure it out, I'm going to leave it well enough alone. Once I get this part modified, if I don't need these holes for anything, like I think one of my chain hangs on here or here. I'm not sure which one. I'll look at my video. That's one thing that's great about the videos. You can look back. You know what I'm saying? Look how nice that lights up with these. So these are LED lights that a tenant left here actually. And it was one long continuous. And I cut it and made two lights, one for each side. And boy, does it really light it up in here. So this is now going to be turned into my spray booth. Going to be starting to tape off and paper all of this, and I've got some plastic, as you can see. Sunday morning early. Hold on one sec, I got a damn commercial. So, this is butcher paper. I picked up on a job. These were full rolls when I picked them up, and you could see I've used quite a bit of it because they used to be, this brown roll was wider than this one is. And it was a clean out I was working on, and I picked up that paper. It's always, I pick up, and you know, that's why I didn't throw it away, because it's stuff that I do use. Fill in a couple little holes here just with filler, primer. I just keep adding the primer in, so as just filling the hole in a little bit. Why don't I use filler? I don't want to fill the hole all the way in, but I do want to have a little primer down in there so it doesn't rust. So eventually it'll just be one of those rusty spots that I talk about. Oops. Here I go, I almost didn't shake it. Look at that marble. I took a marble out of a spray can. Now I just use it for my mixing. So what I'm doing basically is just, this was a pretty deep hole. I got all the rust out. I just put a little primer in them, lead hardened. And that's all I'm doing, because I don't want them to go all the way through the rust. Like I say, I try to make mostly simulated rust. So every once in a while I walk over, put a little more on. When it hardens, I'll sand it. And I'll put a little more on. A little more on. There's a big moron and a little moron. But they're both morons, I guess. Right now, every time I use this brush, I gotta clean it. So I only had one commenter yesterday trying to tell me that gasoline doesn't work for, well, all I can say is for the last, my first experience with using gasoline to cut Rust-Oleum paint, and that's what, I'm not using automotive paint. I don't know if you're thinking I'm using some kind of automotive paint, but using Rust-Oleum, which is an oil base, and the gasoline does just fine. When I was a kid, I was painting a bike, and we went on the shelf, found an old can of blue Rust-Oleum, navy or naval blue, and I was trying to paint it on with the brush, and it was like real thick. And we were working right next to my grandfather's house, and somebody said you had to thin it, and we didn't have anything to thin it, and my grandfather said use gas. And we had a little bit of gasoline, put it in there, and guess what? That paint went on my bike. It laid out smooth. And I rode that bike around for several years, and the paint never peeled off it. It didn't get a oily sheen or whatever people are trying to tell me. Gasoline evaporates right out of it. I can take you right down to the bottom and show you the van truck. I painted my whole van truck down there with Rust-Oleum paint cut with gasoline, and all the primer underneath it was cut with gasoline, and the paint is not falling off of it, or is not anything. It looks good. I mean, even, you know, I know on camera you can hide stuff, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it. The paint's not peeling off, bubbling from underneath, or any of the other things that people may imagine gasoline will do. All it does is thin it and evaporate out. This hood the primer is very sandable. And I notice, like with some paints, like especially like a latex, it'll bubble up. I mean, roll up in balls when you're trying to sand it. Anybody that's sanded latex, you know what I'm talking about, even though I'm stumbling over my words. All right, guys. 10 minutes in. And I'm running out of things to show you already. But you know, there's only so much an old guy can do during the day. Got the tailboard cleaned up and primed. I sanded all this with the 220. And then this I cut with the wire wheel. Sanded it with a 60 grit, and then went over it again with 220. Then it's still got some. Keep in mind, I'm building a rat rod, so stuff like these little, those are just gonna look like battle scars, or where the chain was. You know what I'm saying? It's called battle scars. This truck did work. You can imagine a guy humping iron over the side of this. You know what I'm saying? To weld on gates and things like that. So, all my body work. I rebuilt the corner. Basically, I just put tape on the inside and filled it and used the tape as a backer. And now I'm just slowly sanding it back till I hit the ocean floor in several spots. Got a little bit of work still to do on this corner. And that'll be, but I don't want it to look perfect, because it'll be the only perfect spot on the truck. Went over all these fenders with 60 grit first, and then 220. I hit them back with more 220, and it's just feathered out. But you can feel, like when you're running your hands across, you can feel it. You can feel the different heights in the material. And when I paint it, you're going to see all that. But everywhere where it's low, I'll be able to feel. I'll be adding my rust paint in. And then eventually, this rust will bleed through from underneath. You'll see. If you watch my channel long enough, you would have seen these teeth. Here, yeah, the teeth are the prime example. These teeth were white and shiny when they went in there. They were white and shiny, those teeth. 2 coats of Rust-Oleum thinned with gas, and all this white was shiny when I put it on originally. I put a couple of coats on, and then within several months they patina, and that's, you can't tell, they weren't there for, they got just enough white in them. And that's why I'm wondering if I should clear some of this stuff now to stop it from going beyond, if you understand what I'm saying. What's that? What? What did I tell you about being a rat? Yeah? Chewy did, huh? And Elma too? Elmer! Chewy! No smoking under the plastic. Alright, guys. A couple of troublemakers here. You've really made the grave. And the papers want to know whose shirt you wear. David Bowie. What a clown. So, gonna take the golf truck out today. Me and Connie we're running out of things to do, we think. We're trying to come up with some new places. Maybe new antique marts or something, or new flea markets that we can go to. We like to go to places where we can get out and walk around for a few hours. You know, see stuff that's interesting. Ah, what a beautiful day. My grass is still calling me. We had rain again last night. It's really gonna pop up. But the weeds are not. It's just the grass coming in now. That's what's good about it. Well, most of my grass is weeds, but I mean the ones that pop up and have flowers. I don't know. It is what it is, guys. You see what's going on here? Sun just about making it over the roof. It's like cloudy skies, so it's not going to get super hot today, but it is going to be humid. It's saying up in the upper 80s. That wind keeps rolling my flag up for some reason. Not sure why I put this flag here if it's going to get rolled up. I should probably put a piece of wire or something on it and just wire it so it stays like this. I don't know. I'll have to look on something. Add a piece of copper wire. Official temperature is 70 degrees, about 25 Celsius. That number 4 stayed like it is. It didn't flip around. It's a sneaky little sucker. He flips around on you when you ain't looking. Out from Rusty, Rhode Island, guys. And we're going to see you all on Bad Chat.